So the first species I'd like to introduce is Alosyncopia tonata, or Anne Binick. It's an absolutely stunning tree. In terms of a tree that I use in Darwin or am familiar with and work with, it's one of the hardiest, it's an absolute superstar, basically. It's one of the hardiest trees around. It's really low maintenance. It's from the Myrtaceae family. It's really closely related to eucalyptus. It is thought to actually be the precursor to that genus, so it's been around for a really long time. Really good to use in all our urban spaces. It has minimal leaf loss, which is really beneficial for my task list. Minimal failures. I've barely seen this tree fail in my time in Darwin, which has been about 10 years now. So the natural distribution of Alosyncopia is the Arnhem Land Plateau. It actually grows on sandstone escarpments, but it's also an ecotone species between monsoon rainforests and eucalyptus savannas. One of the most interesting points about this tree is that it can grow in both dry, rocky outcrops as well as in permanent water. And there's a really good paper that I've cited in my references which looks at this tree on a biological level. It actually presents differently depending on where it was growing. So the biology of the tree changes in accordance with its environment, which makes it really adaptable, makes it a really good species to trial. They actually think that although it has quite a restricted natural distribution, that's due to geographical isolation and not the fact that it doesn't have the ability to grow in other places. So it's an interesting one to have a look at. Second tree is Alstonia actinophylla, another really low maintenance, really hardy species. No failures in these trees at all. In fact, I've got some specimens in Darwin that have massive cavities and they're just solid. I wouldn't even think about cabling or bracing or pruning like I would with, a eucalyptus or something like that. Really long living tree, so I have several specimens throughout Darwin that are well over 100 years old, and they are just a solid tree throughout the dry and the wet as well. Really strong cultural significance for the Larrakia people in Darwin, and it's believed that their ancestor spirits live in the long ones, in the older ones. So. This particular species, Alstonia actinophylla, grows just about anywhere where a tree can grow. So it naturally grows coastal, monsoon, woodland, watercourses, wet, dry, whatever. It's pretty strong and hardy. So really good species to think about using. The last, but not least, tree that I'd like to show you is Syzygium forte, a white bush apple. Another Myrtaceae. This tree is just a solid amenity tree, just a pretty tree, low maintenance, attractive bark, attractive foliage. No, it's really well behaved. Edible fruit, which is great for wildlife and people if you're really hungry, but just a really nice tree to have around. Usually get 20 to 30. They are one of the largest syzygiums, so they're quite good. And again, wide habitat range. There are actually 2 subspecies. I couldn't give you the differences between them, sorry. But I know that so only one grows in WA and only one grows in New Guinea, but they both grow in Northern Territory and Northern Queensland. So again, they grow in different habitat ranges. Beach forests, rocky headlands, rainforest, and in the Kimberley and Gallery forests. That brings me to my last slide, which shows what climate change may do to lovely Darwin by 2090. An extra 4 degrees temperature, which will be unbearable, and less 11% rain. That will really impact on our urban forest there. And it just highlights, this is Gallimama. We know this tree, it's a Ficus virens. We know it's around 200 to maybe even 250 years old. It's been in Darwin since the dawn of white colonisation and long before. That's our council chambers wrapped around the tree there. So it just goes to show that the future challenges may reduce the longevity of these significant trees that we have.